All right, we should be getting ready to go live right now. Hi, everyone, and I'd love to welcome Dr. Tanya English. She's going to be with us today. I think she has some exciting things to share with you, and I'd really, really love for you to hear what all she has to say. Let me tell you just a little bit about Dr. Tanya. She has been working for over 30 years in the healing. First, she started out as a massage therapist, then as a chiropractor and energy healer. She's also an accomplished blues singer. After experiencing a stillbirth in '94, she found a profound healing through blues. And so she's went on, she's been practicing this in her practice, and she wants you to know that you are not alone. She knows that the darkest tragedies can still hold endless wells of blessings. So with that, I'd like to welcome Dr. Tanya.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
It's so exciting to have you here. And I probably, before we get started with, I think some things that you're going to share with the group, some techniques, I'd love to just ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
So I wrote them down just to make sure. What is the most prevalent challenge the people that you work with face?
A lot of times what people show up with is a knowing that there's something better for them, knowing that there's something greater that they're here to do, but they're not sure how to get to that, and they're not sure what's in the way of them doing that. And so we kind of drill deep down to find out what's in the way and then clear it out. So a lot of times people will come in with frustration, that's the big one, and depression. And it's not necessarily depression like I've been on drugs for years for depression, although those people come too because they're tired of using the drugs as a Band-Aid not to feel what the problem really is. And so we go and find out what's the cause, what's the root cause of whatever's manifesting physically. So it could be a physical problem too, but generally frustration and depression. Yeah.
Wow. And so can you tell me just a little bit more about your client? I mean, do you have a wide range of clients? Are they women? Are they men? Are they both?
I work with both women and men, mostly women, because of course women ask for help more than men do. So a lot of times I'll be working with women and then their husband will say, or their spouse will say, gee, something's different. What's going on? It seems like you're happier. It seems like you're more creative. So they're getting this change that's happening with their loved one, and then it makes them, interested as well as to what can they do. But with women, a lot of times people brush these tragic experiences under the rug and because they have to move on and deal with everyday life. And so they don't really get what's happening as kind of a wake-up call to pay attention to their spiritual life, pay attention to their emotional life, pay attention to the beliefs that they've been carrying around that aren't really theirs anyway, that were given to them by somebody who didn't know any better, basically. And so when you start feeling like those beliefs don't really fit and they're holding you back, how do you change it? How do you change those beliefs? And that's what we do, is we help people drop off the stuff, the debris from their life that they've collected over years, and let that go so that they can actually welcome in what they really want, which is usually more joy, more peace, more abundance, more love. And that's what we're opening people up to.
Do you find that if they've been holding it for many, many years, is it harder for them to be able to release it?
It's really not harder because of the time period. It's harder if they don't put in the work that goes with that. So for instance, when I'm doing individual sessions with people, I do a session a week because I give them time to work with that information to do things that, not difficult things, but just like write down what your perfect day is, or spend time this week tapping on this issue and see how much you can change it. So if they don't do any of that, yeah, it's going to take a long time. But in the appointments, when we're doing the actual session, the healing doesn't take any time at all. It's instant.
Wow. I know from working with Dr. Tanya, she actually is telling you exactly how it is, because I can relate that it doesn't take a long time.
No,
But
you've come into a session not feeling great, not feeling like 100% and left feeling like 110%. So, within that space of an hour, when you say that's true, like it's happened to you before.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And what I find so interesting is that you can do it just over the phone or over Zoom.
Yeah, I'm in Iowa. I'm in Coralville, Iowa. And Kathy's not in Iowa right now, but she has
I'm
been.
in Connecticut. And by the way, for those of you that are watching and wondering what's the phone up there for, Zoom has done something crazy, and this morning it won't let me be able to hear anybody. So I can hear you through my phone, and I'm talking, and it all's working. But that's what made us a tad bit late too.
Yeah.
So what are ways that people experience, I guess you kind of said this, the energy blocks in their lives? You're just kind of talking about that, I guess, a little bit about.
Right. So the way it shows up is frustration at not being able to move forward on something. Like it seems like you keep doing all the things you're told to do and none of it works. And it feels like spinning your wheels, or it can feel like being in the same relationship over and over again, different person, but it's like the same thing. It can also feel like old stuff keeps coming up and you keep pushing it down. You don't want to think about it, but it keeps coming up. I just had something like that happen the other day. I had something come up and I'm like, that old thing. Okay. All right. Let me just take care of that right now. And so what we do is we learn how to pivot what our normal reaction would be, our learned reaction. We're from 0 to 6, we're just mimicking our primary caregiver. So what if they don't know what they're doing? As many parents don't. And we're picking up this coping mechanism that they've taught, that not by sitting you down and teaching you, but just by mimicking them. And it really doesn't work. And so when we keep doing that, eventually we'll get a signal that says that's not working. And it's because the same thing keeps coming up over and over again. So when this happened to me the other day, I was like, well, that's really interesting. Let's see, what was I just doing that would make that come up to the surface, that would allow that to show up? And then I would just address it immediately. So this pivot that you're having, that I'm talking about, is going from that thing, I hate that thing, I'm not going to look at that thing, to what is this showing me? What is this showing me about what's going on right here, right now? And when you can do that quickly, then you start taking care of all this old stuff in your life. And not only do you take care of it, but you get the energy back that you spent on it at the time. So for instance, if you have a situation that happened in your life years ago and you haven't wanted to address it and it keeps coming up, once we address it, it's like you get this energy boost that you didn't realize. Oh my gosh, let me say this. This is very important. Ignoring something takes more energy than actually dealing with it. That's why my motto is healing is easy, suffering is hard. Because constantly ignoring something and trying to brush it under the rug is a lot more energy than being with it, asking it what you need to get from it, and letting it go. So much easier.
So what you're helping your clients be able to do is, every time it comes up, which it's not going to be probably one and done, right?
Sometimes
then
it is,
they'll
but
have the technique.
It's other little
Could be
things. So you start knocking down the big trees. Like somebody might come to me and say, well, my child died and I want to deal with this now. And that's a big thing. And once you deal with that, these little things kind of go by the wayside. You don't have to deal with them anymore. But also there's things that'll pop up and you're like, oh, that's like when that happened. And I'll work on this the way I did on that. So you have like a pattern that you can follow that will work for you. Yeah.
awesome. So is there a way to stop the negative patterns that happen in one's life?
Absolutely. There are lots of ways to stop it. One of the first ways that I teach people is 4-count breathing. So that brings you out of fight or flight and puts you in rest, digest, and heal. So when you go into fight or flight, what happens to your heart rate? Goes up. What happens to your blood pressure? Goes up. Your adrenal glands kick out some cortisol, right? Because you're in stress. And when you stay in fight or flight, it takes hours and hours to come out of it. So actually you have an accelerator in your body, that's your adrenal gland, but you don't have a brake. So what happens is it takes hours and hours and hours to come out of that. That's why EMT workers have a 10-year shorter life expectancy, because that takes life out of you being in fight or flight response. So when you do 4-count breathing, that's 4 in, 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, then holding it for 4, then exhaling for 4, then holding it out for 4, all through your nose. So you're not blowing it out, you're breathing it out. When you do that, even twice around, then you're back in rest, digest, and heal. So 32 seconds, as opposed to hours and hours coming out of it. Very, very important. The most important thing you can do is teach this to a child so that they can learn how to manage their state, and teach it to them when they're on their way to sleep, not when they're busy doing stuff.
Wow, I hope that everybody heard that. The 4-count breathing, and it only takes 32 seconds.
Let's do it right now, in fact.
Okay.
Got 32 seconds, don't we?
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
All right. So
everybody take a deep breath in.
Even the replay, this is really important to learn how to do.
Just take a deep breath in, just normally, how you would take a deep breath in. And then I want you to slowly let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe normally. So now probably what you're going to notice, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you feel a little calmer? A little more centered? A little lighter? Do you feel those things, Kathy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what you can do for people around you. Teach them how to do it. So if you really want to learn something really well, you teach it to somebody else.
That's a great idea too. You learn best by teaching others, I guess, a lot of times. Now, I think that you also mentioned when we were chatting about the Empower March.
Yeah, I expect you to be doing that every day. And I do have a video for it, but I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Okay.
Okay. And then we'll take and put the link in the comments when we're done.
Yeah, and you won't be able to see my feet so much here because I can't move back far enough for you to see my feet. But what I'm going to tell you is you want to have your feet as far apart as probably your hips. And then you put one foot forward and you have your feet facing in the same direction. So that back foot isn't off to the side. This isn't a yoga pose. This is both feet facing the same direction. And then you get into a lunge position. Let's see if I can bring this down a little lower. Get into a lunge position so your front leg is bent. So you bend your knee as much as you can, and get your center of gravity right here, right between your feet. So you can stand like this. If you are wobbly at all, then hold on to a counter or a chair. And then you want to put so I'm showing you on the right leg first. So right leg forward, left arm goes up in front, right arm goes back. Turn your head over the shoulder that's up, close your eye of the side that's forward on your leg. So I'm closing my right eye. I'm looking up and back as far as I can. I'm taking a deep breath in and holding it. So like this. And I'm holding it for 10 seconds. Now I'm counting fast because I'm doing this for you. And Kathy, why aren't you up doing this? You need to get up and do this.
Because I guess I hadn't thought of it.
And then
I can't
go
push my
sideways.
chair back enough to be.
Just go sideways so people can see. And then left foot goes forward, switch feet. Yep. Right arm goes up. Look over your right shoulder, close your left eye, take a deep breath in. If you feel wobbly, sink down a little lower. Hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe normally. Bring your feet together. You do this 3 times on each side. So I'm not going to show you 3 times on each side. But what does it feel like? Just doing it one time. It's
a great stretch. It's really good for flexibility. And the interesting part that I think it's supposed to help also with basically centering your body, your mind, and your soul, if I understand you correctly, right, Tanya?
It does, but here's the thing. You're moving large muscle groups when you do that. So your arms and your legs are these large muscle groups. When you do that, what happens is your body starts to understand that you're crossing the brain. So right arm goes forward, left leg is forward, turning your head. So you keep crossing back and forth, right, left, right, left, right, left. This is really good for your brain function. So I do it every morning. I might do it 10 times on each side. I might do it 5 times on each side. It just depends on where you're at. I have a friend who's a marathon runner. He does it 10 times on each side for part of his warm up when he's doing his workout. So you can actually do this as an exercise and walk across your yard doing it, or walk across the beach doing it. I've done that many times. So what you want to do is just like keep doing it. And you can also do it as a break during the day. Like you feel like things aren't really going your way and you want to change your energy about what's going on in your day. That is a great way to change your energy. So I highly recommend doing 4-count breathing and the Empower March first thing in the day.
That's awesome. That really is. And I find it interesting about the closing the eye.
Yeah, because when you're closing your eye, you're going into the limbic system. And the limbic system is the seat of emotion. So you're really accessing some amazing parts of how your brain works, how your body works, all at the same time.
Interesting. And by doing the, I want to say opposing parts, that helps with the brain too, correct?
Well, you're crossing from right brain is controlling the left side of your body. Yeah, like I said, and the left brain is controlling the right side. So yeah, you're doing all of that. Yep.
That's really, really interesting. And I think it's something that we all need to think about doing, because actually almost anybody can do it.
Anybody can. I've done this with people in wheelchairs who are paraplegic. It doesn't matter if you actually are doing it, it's the thought of doing it. So you could do this sitting in your car as long as you move your opposite the way it's supposed to be. So you could have one leg forward and you can put one leg down. You just do the best that you can. And it works really really, really amazing.
And so the arm that's forward is the knee that's forward, correct? And then the opposite leg is the back. It's opposite.
Nope. You're always crossing the body. So
Okay.
when you're crossing the body,
when my left leg is forward, my right arm is forward, right?
Yeah, it would be weird to have your right leg and your right arm forward. That's not the way you walk.
Right.
How do you walk? You walk with the opposite arm and the opposite leg moving together.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we could clear this up in case anybody had any questions over that. And also, just to reiterate, we're going to put the link to your YouTube video in there so that they can actually see you helping other people do this.
Well, in the video that I'm sending, there's it's me from some years ago. You'll notice my hair's a little different, in the backyard, and I'm doing the Empower March. And then there is another video that you can watch, which is me helping other people do it.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm sorry, I got those mixed up. Yes, I like the one where it's just you and you're explaining it.
Yeah. So just
I
put that in Messenger so you can add it to the group.
Right. We will definitely add that. So is there anything else? The one thing that I had mentioned when I told people that you were coming on, because now they've gotten the bonus, I didn't mention about the breathing, because that was a surprise to me for you to share it, although that is a breathing technique I totally love, and I honestly do that one.
I'll give you the video for that too, because there's a really good video that talks all about why that's so good. So awesome. I'll send that to you guys.
So now let's talk a little bit about water, because I know that some women struggle with being able to get in enough water.
Yeah, it's been,
and so you have a technique that's going to be able to help them.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard for me to do it. And so we were talking the other day and I'm like, you know what, I should be tapping on this. So one of the things that I do is when I'm coming up to something that is giving me a problem, I want to like deal with it. And one of the things that helps me so much is emotional freedom technique. And that's the tapping technique. And you've heard lots of people talk about tapping, I'm sure at this point. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a tapping on getting enough water in. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just sending you some links right there. Oops.
I think it's really interesting that you can tap on things, I want to say almost as simple as this. Because I think a lot of people feel that tapping has to be on big things.
No, you can do it on anything. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that it works for everything. So why not use it that way? I mean, use it how you can use it, and use it for your highest good. That's the main thing. Use it for your highest good. So that way you have some idea of like, I'm having struggle with this. Let me admit that I'm having a struggle, and let it be okay that I'm having a struggle, and let me deal with it right now. So while we were talking about this, I'm like, let me tap on getting how much water I want in. So my goal this week is 80 ounces of water. So you can do this lots of different ways. I'm going to show you one way. It doesn't really matter if you do it, you know, exactly like this. Just put in what you want and tap on the points. And if you skip a point, it's not going to kill you. It's fine. Okay. So stop worrying about doing it perfectly right now. Okay. Because you can't mess this up. You just can't. We're going to start right here. And we're going to say, even though I haven't done this yet, I'm going to drink 80 ounces of water today. And I love and accept myself. Even though I haven't done this yet, I know I can drink 80 ounces of water today. Right here, not here, right here. Okay, on the side of your hand.
And they can substitute in their own amount of water they want to be drinking.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Does it have to be on the left hand?
No, that's what I'm saying. Just point. Okay, perfect. Just do it where I'm doing it. Doesn't matter which side, but don't do it over here because that's not a spot right there. These are all acupuncture points. So not at the bottom of your hand, not at here, right in the middle. We call that the karate chop point.
Am I right?
Right in the middle. So there's the 2 points right in the middle, okay? So tap right there. Even though I haven't done this yet, I know I'm drinking 80 ounces of water today, and I love and accept myself. Go to the eyebrow, all of this water. I want to drink 80 ounces of water today. My goal is 80 ounces of water today. It's easy for me to get 80 ounces of water in me today. I allow 80 ounces of water into my body today. I'm happy to have 80 ounces of water into my body today. Under your arm, way up high, where your bra would go across. I love having 80 ounces of water in my body today. And then on the ribs below your breasts, it feels easy for me to have 80 ounces of water today. And then wrists together. I'm so grateful to have 80 ounces of water today. Top of the head, right in the middle. I love having 80 ounces of water today. Eyebrows again. It's easy for me to have 80 ounces of water in my body today. Side of the eye. I welcome 80 ounces of water into my body today. Under the eye. I'm so grateful to have 80 ounces of water in my body today. Take a deep breath. Now, before you get started doing that tapping, what you want to do is gauge how difficult or easy does this feel from 0 to 10. 10 is it's the most difficult. I can't possibly do it. And 0 is, yeah, no big deal. So where were you when you started? For me, I was like, oh, I'm about a 4. I'm pretty sure I can get 80 ounces of water in, but I do have a little bit of trepidation about actually making that goal. But so for me, it's about a 4. But right now I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. I can do that. Sorry, the window's open. So it makes it so much easier. So when you're dealing with stuff, even negative emotion, you can tap on negative emotion. Notice I didn't call it bad. It's not bad, it's negative. Everybody's going to have negative feelings about things. The trick and the journey is to learn that you can have those feelings, deal with them in a healthy way, just like tapping. Like, this is going to be so hard. I can't believe I have to do this. Oh my gosh, this guy's such a jerk. I can't believe I have to sit behind him in line. You know, whatever it is that's a negative, you can always do that and end with, I own my feelings. I acknowledge my feelings. I honor my feelings. You have a right to feel how you feel, but what's underneath that? What's really going on? It's usually fear. Fear is what causes negativity. Love causes positivity. Pretty easy. Fear or love, which way do you want to go? You get to decide every day, every minute.
So, Dr. Tanya, I really have enjoyed having you with us today. I love that you put your link to your website right beside your name, but we will also take and make sure we put that in our comments section too, so people can find you. And do you want to tell us just a little bit about your group? Because I know you have a very interesting group that you teach a lot of things in. So would you like to share a little info about your group?
Yeah, it's called Healing with the Blues. That's the Facebook group. It's also the website. It's also Instagram. You can find me I'm all over the place. You know, what it's all about is the fact that we do have negative feelings. We do feel depressed. We do have blues sometimes. And because I'm a blues singer and I have a band and we perform, we see healing going on when we're performing blues music. And the reason why that is because people identify with the story in the song. They identify with the feelings and the emotions that are coming out of the song. And they say, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Me too. I've had that too. And actually, you can go into the Facebook page or the Instagram, and I have interviews with blues musicians about what is healing with the blues, or what does blues as a healer mean to you. And everyone talks about emotion. Everyone talks about the common experience that we have. And, you know, blues music came from people who had no hope. people that had to get through the day, people that had to somehow get their feelings out without getting killed or hurt. Because a lot of those songs are not about their husband or their spouse, they're about the overseer, they're about the master, because blues came out of slavery. So what we want to make sure that we understand is that everybody has had a similar experience somewhere in their life, that they feel like, why am I treated so bad? Tell me, why am I treated so bad? You know, we all have had that feeling at some time in our life. And for me, I had this amazing healing experience after the stillbirth of my son through blues music that came around full circle to meeting the people that performed for me, having dinner with them, and becoming a blues singer myself. And in our group, what we do is we do healing every Tuesday morning at 9:30. You can watch that later. You can listen to it. You don't have to be there live, but you can be there live. And it's wonderful because when we have participation, it's great. It's really been a fun experience for me, because at first I was really afraid to go live. And then after I did it, I don't know, 3 times, I was like, oh, this is easy. So it's really fun because I'm talking to you. I may not be able to see you at the time, but we have people commenting the whole time. So it's really neat. And I just ask, if you want to join the group, make sure you answer the 3 questions that are asked, because it's a private group. We want to keep it safe for people to share. And then if you watch any of the videos, any of them at all, just put #replay in the comments so I know you were there, because Facebook won't tell me. I want to know that you were there. And it helps us, it helps me, and it helps the other participants of the group know that people are watching these. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kathy. This has been such a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for coming and sharing with us and for teaching us 3 things that we all can be doing and using in all sorts of aspects of our life. And so I encourage everybody to start their day with the Empower March. I think you're going to really notice a big difference, especially the longer you do it. And don't forget the breathing whenever, I want to say almost whenever times get stressful.
Anytime. Make a rule for yourself.
Anytime.
And
then the tapping.
Count breathing.
And you'll probably want to watch her doing the tapping a few times to just kind of understand how she's even just saying it. It does, like Tanya says, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Oh, no. Speak your feelings out. And the other thing that we do in the group is we always do prayer every single time. So you'll hear me do a channeled prayer each time.
Yep, and it's really lovely. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Tanya, for sharing your wisdom with us. And we look forward to seeing you again sometime with us.
All right. Thank you so much, Kathy. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.